Hello and welcome to the British Dapper, and today we're exploring caps and hats. An item of clothing that I've ignored mainly because not many people wear them nowadays is caps and, more importantly, hats. Now, a lot of people wear caps. They wear baseball caps. They'll wear, typically flat caps, what we call flat caps. So, for example, they will be the newsboy look, or a flat cap. Tweed pattern is quite common. And you can see those sort of things quite often in this day and age, especially with things like Peaky Blinders and other sort of period dramas that come through every now and again that inspires an interest in wearing a certain look or a certain type of hat or cap. So today we're just exploring my small collection of caps and hats that I do wear on a regular basis. So when it comes to caps, let's just have a look here. So this is a typical look that I would wear. It's a flat cap, tweed pattern, great for informal wear. I wear it whenever I take the dog for a walk, or when we go out somewhere like the beach or somewhere like that in more winter conditions. Not ideal in the summer months, but you can get lighter versions of this. You can get linen versions, cotton versions that are much more suited to warmer climates or weather. Another item that I would wear is the newsboy style, and again, this I would use similar circumstances. If I'm popping into town, the weather's not great, I'll put that on and wear that into town. I do have a waterproof version, a waxed version of that, a flat cap that I wear if it's a little bit inclement. So then we move on to more into my hat collection. Now the hat I'm wearing at the moment is a jazz style. So you can see the front of the peak is lifted up as well as the back. It slightly slopes forward at the front. And it goes well with sort of if you want to jazz up a look, pardon the pun, but it's quite a good informal look. And it's quite good for parties, that sort of thing, or informal get-togethers. So yeah, 100% wool, felt. I dare say it's based on a trilby. You could potentially get fur-based versions of this, although the price then starts creeping up. This it's about 40 odd pounds, 45, 48 pounds when I bought it. It's a good hat to wear. If I'm wearing a black hat, I tend to wear black shoes. If I'm wearing brown shoes, then I would wear a brown hat. And obviously anything in between that. So for example, in the summer months I might wear light tan shoes. That might dictate more of a straw version of this hat, or a lighter materialed hat. So yeah, not a bad look. As you can see here, goes quite well, informal look, and I think it's a reasonable look. Not many people wear hats nowadays, and so you do stand out, and that's the whole point of wearing a hat in this day and age, is to make yourself look a little bit different and stand out a little bit amongst the crowd. And if you're dapper, you shouldn't be afraid of doing that. It all comes down to experience, exposure and practice. So another look that I quite often use is where I'm wearing a brown or a brown or green type coloured suit. Then I tend to wear with that brown shoes, and with that I then wear, for example in this case, I wear brown brogues, very traditional look, and of course the trilby is worn in the traditional manner, which is the peak down and the back up, and I think it's a very authentic look. And again, that is 100% wool felt, and I think it's another reasonable look. I don't always wear a hat, but if I do, this is the sort of situation where I wear that particular hat. So with this double-breasted Prince of Wales suit with a berry overcheck, it's a three-piece suit. So because of the colours involved, I tend to use burgundy shoes with these, with this suit, or black shoes. And with that, then I either wear a black hat, or in this case I'm going to wear this colour hat. And I was inspired by this image here, a little bit by that image. So for example, the grey blends well with the suit. The black band accommodates black shoes if I'm going to wear black shoes, but because it's grey, if I wear burgundy shoes with it, it's not out of place. If I was wearing a black hat, burgundy might not be a very good colour to wear on your feet. So as you can see here, yeah, it's quite a good look. It's quite a wide brim. It is again a trilby, but it's a wide rim trilby, and it is 100% wool again, wool felt rather than fur felt, which is quite difficult to get hold of nowadays, and quite expensive as well. So this retails at around about the same price as before, about £45–50, something like that. But depending on the make, they can go up into the hundreds. So you really need to be quite comfortable wearing a hat and make good use of them if you're going to buy an expensive one. So another image that I have recently got into, and this is inspired by my grandfather. Now my grandfather used to wear flat caps a lot, and I never really saw him wear a hat. My other granddad wore trilbies all the time, but my granddad that taught me about clothes and stuff like that, he never really wore a hat. But I do know he had a Homburg hat in a metal hat box. It was a black one, and it was made with real fur, beaver fur on it. It was a lovely hat, but he never wore it. Maybe he did in his youth and for very formal occasions, but I never witnessed him wearing it. And so that made me think about him again, and I thought about more formalised hats. So we can't really draw a line under hats unless we look at the bowler hat. So here we have the bowler hat, typical pinstriped three-piece suit, navy, square fold, a nice tie to go with it. But the bowler hat is typically something you'd expect to see with this type of formal wear. Ironically, the bowler hat was designed for gamekeepers. And nowadays it's only the highest echelons of people that tend to wear them. So it just goes to show you how things change. A lot of jazz musicians wear bowler hats, people like that, artists, musicians, they tend to wear bowler hats more than most nowadays. But in this formal look, I think the most important thing is the fit. It should be a snug fit so it doesn't fall off your head easily, but at the same time it should fit about an inch above your ears, about between 3/4 and an inch above your eyebrows, and should sit at the back of the head on the largest part of the crown. Here's an example here, just to show you roughly where we're talking about. So around that area on the head, if you get that for most hats, you'll get a good fit. If it's too baggy, it can cause problems. If it's a little bit too big, you can always pad the rim out on the inside of any hat and you'll get a better fit. But if the hat's too big, it will just look silly even if you pad it out. So something to consider there. So when it comes to the bowler hat though, here you will show you the hat. So as you can see, it is a good fit, quite an elegant silhouette on the hat, and it's not the most formal of hats, to be fair, but this is about as far as I go wearing something this formal. The ones above that are the Homburg, which is a higher level than the bowler hat for regular wear, and also above that is the top hat, which is worn with tails, normally worn in white tie events, that sort of thing. So yeah, quite a reasonable look, I think. Now there is one hat that I've missed out, and that is I've got a navy blue fedora, and here it is here, and I wore it in one of my videos with this very same suit. So again, a lovely hat. This one was really cheap. I went into a charity shop and saw this hat right at the back of the store, and I asked how much it was, and they didn't have a price for it, so they suggested £1.50. So I bought it swiftly for £1.50, knowing what was in the label, and when I checked how much it would retail for second hand was still over £100. So I got a really good deal there, and I do wear it quite often in town. Goes lovely with a navy suit, but also if it's just a wool overcoat, goes really well with that as well. So this is my very short little journey through my caps and hats, and I'm just showing you this because I'd like to inspire you to at least consider it. I know this might be a little bit too far for some people, but it's amazing how once you start wearing a hat in public and you start getting used to it, then it's not such a big deal to change the type of hat you're wearing. So we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, then please feel free to do so. We love constructive comments, so if you can jot them down below, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So until next time, take care.